What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Mathis Real Estate Group show. Today, we're talking about how to sell your home virtually. In the current world we're in, you really can't sell your home like you used to, which is strange because homes have been selling pretty much in the same manner throughout history, right? For the past 30, 40 years, it's been a pretty normalized process. Certain pieces of the puzzle have changed. How we do things have changed as technology has moved in. It's eased some of the burden of the transaction. Overall, though, most of the time, there wasn't a lot of variance. You would go out, you would go to a property, you talk to a home seller, talk about what things they could do to improve their property, potential pricing of the home. Then you put a sign in the yard. Back in the day, you'd run some type of print advertisement, and then people would come call you about the house. They would come view the home in person, and then they would potentially write an offer on the home, to which if the seller was amenable to that offer, they would go under contract, work through the closing process, close on the home, change the deed, boom, got a new home. Simple, right? Not so much anymore, especially in the current environment that we're in. One of the biggest things that we're fielding is how are you still selling homes in the current environment? So I want to take you through some of the things that we do to help sell your home virtually. And you'll hear us talk about some things that we've covered in other videos. And if you've tuned into any of the Mathis Real Estate Group content, we've walked you through some of the pieces of this. Some we've gone farther in the weeds on, some not so much, on how we help you sell your home. So the cool part about all this for us as we're walking through this is we've done a lot of this stuff already. Not a lot of this is new, which is good news for home sellers because that means we have experience in this current environment, so we can help you because we're not trying to create this wheel right now. We've been running with this wheel for a long time, so we have a lot of experience in it. So the first piece that you want to make sure you're doing right now if you're trying to sell your home virtually is marketing. Looking at the marketing component of whatever agent you choose to work with. And we've talked before, for us, it really goes into 3 different levels, and we've covered this on other videos. It's the traditional marketing methods, it's the digital marketing methods, and it is the social marketing methods. Now, we've covered this on other videos, so I'm not going to go too far into the weeds on that. If you have questions about it, though, reach out to us. We're happy to send you our pre-consultation packet with all of our steps outlined in it so you can get a better idea of what we do that's different than most of the other agents or teams in the triangle market. So when we look at marketing, though, what's one of the key things that we're really making sure all of our properties are getting? 3D scans. These are virtual tours on steroids. And the reason that I draw a line, because you'll often find agents coming in saying they do virtual tours of your home. And what we see that really being is they got photos done of your home, and then they put it into a slideshow with some music over top of it. That's not really a virtual tour of your home. You have to come at this from the buyer's perspective right now. They're trying to evaluate your property. Ideally, they don't want to set foot in your property unless they are super, super serious about buying that home. So one of the things that we're working on our end as your agent is going through and saying, how can we create the most immersive home buying experience for potential home buyers? And one of the ways we're doing that is with a 3D tour. I won't get into the technology behind it. There's a lot of different companies and different ways to do this. One of our favorite ways is to go through your home, get 3D photos of every room. So what they can do then is they can literally walk through the house. They can look up, they can look down, they can look over to the sides, and they feel like they're in the room. So they can really actually see all the details of that room. Now, what we're doing on top of those is we're doing self-guided tours. Video tours are something that have been around for a while. That's where we have a professional photographer come in. And he's also typically has professional videographer equipment, and he'll come in and do a walking tour of your home. They put music over it. It looks really nice. It's meant to highlight the characteristics of your home. What we're seeing right now, though, is that buyers want authenticity. They want to see, as if they were there, all the things in your house that could potentially be something they may not like. Right? So that is part of what we're working on right now, is really going back with self-shot video tours. And that's where we'll walk through. We have the equipment for it, and we'll actually do a guided tour of the home as if we were showing the home to a potential client. walk them through all the rooms, highlight things that they may not see unless someone is telling them about it. This is a key piece of this, and this is why you need an agent who knows how to use technology, because they may, if they don't know how to use technology to highlight the key pieces of your home, if they're just getting a photo and a written description and that's all they get, they may not see everything you've done in a certain room. They may not catch that you put in new counters, that you put in new cabinets, that you put in a new sink, that you put in new floors downstairs. This is the type of flooring you used. Or maybe your ceilings in a certain room are 10 feet, 12 feet, not the typical 8 feet. Whatever it may be, we'll highlight it as we walk through the home in that self-shot video tour. And the last piece of it, if your house is vacant and we notice that it may not be getting the highest number of views in our marketing, we'll recommend virtual staging at that point. Now, this is for a couple of reasons. We've worked with stagers before. We still have our stagers that we do work with as a team. The purpose of this, though, is to prevent people from coming in and out of your home. So we'll actually have virtual stagers. We work with a really good company that does this. And again, there's a cost to it, and we're willing to do that for our sellers to help you get your home sold. What we find, though, is it helps buyers visualize what they're looking at in a home. Because sometimes buyers, if you have stuff in the house, or even if you don't have anything in the house, they can't really visualize themselves in that space. So by doing virtual staging, you can help them see how they could decorate a room, or maybe how they could use a room in a certain manner. So we also do some virtual staging. Second key piece right now that you want to make sure you're instituting if you're trying to sell your home virtually is, what is your showing process? We've gotten stricter on showings. We're really pushing agents to do a couple of things, and I'll share some of them with you. Again, if you want more info on this, please reach out to us. We're happy to explain our full process to you. The first thing that we're doing is making sure those buyers are pre-approved. With all the volatility in the lending market right now, and with jobs being furloughed, and that could impact people being qualified for loans, we want to make sure that they have a recent pre-approval, not something that was done 2-3 months ago, because those don't mean anything at this point. We want recent pre-approval proof that they are able to buy a home. The second big thing we're doing is we're asking them to look at all of our digital marketing first, right? So making sure they've looked at the 3D tour, making sure that they've looked at all our videos, all the photos, making sure that we've answered any questions up front before they get into the house. The third key thing we're doing is giving some parameters to the showing agents on what we would like them to do while at the home, such as maybe asking the people or the clients, if they have kids, that the kids do not accompany them on showings. Nothing against kids. We love kids. I have 2 kids of my own. The big thing that we're looking for is that kids, if they're anything like my 2-year-old, they like to get into everything. They like to touch everything. And right now, people touching things is not ideal for seller clients. It does not make them feel comfortable if that's happening. So we ask showing agents to not allow children on the showings if it can be helped at all. And then beyond that, having the agent be the one walk through the house, open doors up as little as possible, and ask the clients not to touch anything, pretty much really not touch anything at all if we can help it. And then we also have our sellers, if the home is lived in, where they'll go through, turn on all the lights, open up as many doors as possible. Again, we're trying to limit the amount of touching or, opening of doors or drawers that goes on while those people are viewing your home. And again, we're limiting those showings to making sure that it's really the top qualified, most interested candidates who are most likely to buy your home. Those are the ones that are allowed in your home. And again, we have a much more in-depth showing process I'm happy to share with you guys. If you want more information, reach out to us. Third key thing that we're doing, contract to close. So what happens when your house goes under contract? How do we handle all of that? Well, a lot of the things we do now can be done electronically. So we have e-signature platforms set up within the team so that you can sign most of your documents electronically. We have ways for you to get money for due diligence or earnest money. Make sure that's dropped off at the attorney's office, or they can drop you off checks, or they can send you money electronically. There's ways to get around that. Make sure they cash it at your bank directly. We've done that if we have to. There are ways to do all of that you're not interacting with people. We also have mobile notaries now. We have people who will meet, like our closing attorneys have developed processes around not having agents at the closing. You don't have to be at the closing. They can meet you at the curb, sign documents. Basically, we have come up with systems and processes to make sure your contract to close is as seamless as possible, and we're limiting and being respectful of social distancing as much as humanly possible so that you can still close on your home and get into your next property. As for inspections and appraisals, we're hearing most of the time now appraisals are strongly or becoming more likely to do a drive-by appraisal of your home. Again, another reason why you want a good listing agent on your side, because we're getting them reaching out to us on a higher level than they've ever done before, asking us for comparables, asking us how we came up with the price for the home. So if you have a good listing agent who has all their documentation in order and did some homework on the CMA, it could be a huge benefit to sellers right now, because most likely those homes may not appraise at the level they were listed at, or whatever the contract worked out to be, just because appraisers aren't going in homes as much. And then with inspections, we're limiting who comes to the inspections. We're limiting the agents being at the inspections. We're really just trying to let the inspector get in and get out. A lot of our inspectors that we work with, again, they're all certified home inspectors in the state of North Carolina. They have guidelines they've set up on how they conduct their inspections and how they go about doing that piece of it, so that they're not interacting with people a lot at your property. And if they do, it's mostly going to be done outside of the home. It's not going to be done inside of the home at all. Of course, respecting all social distancing as much as possible. So those are 3 key steps we see right now when you're trying to sell your home virtually. You need to make sure that your agent is on top of all 3 of those things, because they are vital in this market for you to get your home sold with as little of human interaction as possible, at least for the time being. And then moving forward, you want to make sure that they're ahead of the market, which we talked about on other videos, and we'll give you more updates on what we're seeing on the market doing right now, so that you're not pricing behind the market, you're ahead of the market, because we do see different things shifting right now, and it's really helping our sellers position themselves very, very smartly coming up in the back half of 2020. Again, if you guys have any questions around anything we talked about today on this video, reach out to us. You can reach us on our website at mathisrealestategroup.com. You can call or text us 919-867-1400, or you just drop a comment on anywhere you see this at. We'll see it. We'll get back to you. We're happy to help you sell your home this year.